Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. CitizenCon is so close, and so is the 2949 Anniversary Expo. We've been given the 2949 Anniversary Expo schedule, so I wanted to talk a bit about that and what else we might see at the Expo, sales of new ships, what we might see with that. The Pisces Variants have also been data mined as well, so we'll talk all about this. So what and where is the Expo? The Anniversary Expo is a ship sale event, for the most part, where ships that CIG have previously sold, be they limited or not, go on sale again. Even a small amount of capital ships like the Idris and Javelins are typically sold around this time. New concepts and straight-to-flyable ships are sold too, and we typically see some general ship updates, and as of last year, an in-game event that mirrors the sales as well. We also have CitizenCon merging with the Expo this year. Well, I say merging, CitizenCon is a day before on the 23rd, and then the Anniversary Expo starts on Sunday the 24th. So every day at 2 p.m. UTC, starting the 24th of November, a different ship manufacturer will make its fleet available for 24 hours, with Anvil starting on the 24th, then RSI on the 25th, Consolidated Outland, Kruger and Tumbrel on the 26th, Argo, Misk and Crusader on the 27th, Alien Manufacturers on the 28th, Aegis on the 29th, and Drake on the 30th. Origin on the 1st of December, and then on the 2nd to 5th of December, Best in Show, so the winners of the Ship Showdown, the Caterpillar, Reclaimer, and Hammerhead and Cutlass, all have a few days' focus. All current flyable ships have been broken down into the appropriate manufacturer's days, excluding the Sabre Raven and Mustang Omega promo ships. I believe everything else is included that's currently flyable. And each of those days will have the appropriate manufacturer selling all of those flyable ships, with some new ships being available throughout the Expo to purchase, and whether that be straight to flyable or concept. Typically, the end of the Expo, they sell everything that was on offer on the previous days, and I would assume that the Best in Show period, so the 2nd to 5th of December, that's the period that they would do that. Last year, there was a visitable Expo Hall on Hurston at Lorville. This year, we have the Expo Hall at the Bevic Convention Centre on ArcCorp by Area 18. This area, or at least the entry hall that then leads into the Expo area, is available to travel to from the transit station at Area 18, and is currently in testing on the PTU with a 3.7.2 patch that should be deployed to live on or by the 24th. So this year's Expo also has a free fly event tied to it, so that anyone that has a Star Citizen account, whether you've got purchases on your account or not, you can just create a new account if you want, you don't have to buy anything, and we'll be able to play the game from the 24th of November to the 5th of December, and then those players have access to all of the ships available on each of the manufacturer's days, is the idea there. So it's also very likely that you will spawn at Area 18 if you're a new player, because that's what the 3.7.2 patch was doing. Otherwise, you'll have to trek there from Port Olisar, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with that, although that will be pretty simple if you know how to interact with the star map, and you can just watch a tutorial on that if you don't know that. I'll chuck one down below. Last year at the 2948 Expo, you had to interact with the ships to rent them. It's possible that you'll just get them all for each of the days for the 24 hours, that you might not have to interact with them this year, so we'll have to wait and see. But some ships will be displayed at the Expo, even if they are not flyable yet, like the Idris was last year, or the F-7A Military Hornet, or the F-8C Lightning. Even the new ships, some of them are going to be straight to flyable. They could also be free to fly at the same time, like the Arrow was last year, and you're going to see some more stuff in those Expo halls than is listed, than is currently flyable, is what I'm saying. Ships that are being built but are between their grey box and complete states may be very well shown on the Expo floor. Ships like the Cutlass Red and Blue, Prowler, Carrack, Vulture, as well as some of the Squadron 42 ships like the Hull C, Sidna Spiderminer, Vandal ships in general, Idris M, maybe even a Javelin if there's enough room for one even. I mean, they're pretty big. They did show an Idris last year, and I'd expect for them to show that again, maybe with some updates to it as well. We could potentially see discount starter packages around this time as well. Typically $5 off a starter package, as well as big packs of ships on discounts too. That's the sort of stuff you should expect around the Anniversary Expo, at least in the last few days of it. There are going to be some new ships on sale. I would expect during CitizenCon and the Anniversary Expo, probably 2 to 4 new ones that will either be straight to flyable or on concept sale. CitizenCon should see some of these new ships start the sale, though last year different days of the Expo also saw new ships announced, like the Xi'an Zantokyi on the Alien Manufacturer Day of the 2948 Expo. So we could see all the new ships at CitizenCon, but it's possible we should also see, or could see, some more later in the week during the Expo sale. So what ships could we see go on sale? Well, it's an Anvil-sponsored event, and I think it's almost certain that we'll see the Pisces and a variant go on sale. There's been leaks, there's been rumours of that. It's very possible as well that we could see a big or large capital ship for Anvil go on sale too. I mean, we could see it for other manufacturers as well. Last year we had the Kraken from Drake come out at CitizenCon, I think, for the Kraken. But we also saw variants of ships, like we saw the Idris K, which basically gave the Idris a big beam weapon and some extra turrets and that sort of stuff. So there are the potentials here to have some big modular changes to ships, to have some packs which change ships, some loadout changes that could be sold for a lot of different ships. An alien ship is traditional as well. A medium-sized Banu or Xi'an ship's very possible here. A Tavaran fighter or an Asperia replica of a Vandal Stinger heavy fighter. They sort of like all make the most sense. There are various ships that we've heard about in lore as well. The Origin 200 series, the Black Widow Heavy Fighter, the Goldfinch. I mean, we don't have huge amounts of info on all of them or anything, but those are ones that are mentioned more recently, or at least ones that look like they possibly could be in game at some point. Something that is very much requested are updates to the Redeemer that's being entirely reconcepted, and CIG did say that they wanted to make it more of a gunship rather than a dropship, and it needed to have a full reconcepting. It was also said at a concierge event they are keeping it as an Aegis ship. It would be awesome if they did show that. I think that would make a lot of people happy. It's certainly a possibility. Titan suits, we know they've been being worked on, and it's possible that they could show them here. It would make a huge amount of sense to sell them at CitizenCon, at the Expo, that sort of time, just because they would make a lot of money for CIG. Medium ships for mining, salvage, and any other roles in game that they're not already covered. And they basically did say that they wanted a small, medium, large, and potentially capital ship for each of the roles of each ship in game that makes sense to have them. It wasn't just for all of them outright. It was like anything that makes sense to have a small, medium, large, and capital ship for, they will. More hybrid fighter bombers, dive bomber type ships are a possibility. Ships that focus on drones for combat, that's a certain possibility now as well. Variants for ships that are currently in game, as I said, with the like Idris K pack and stuff like that they had last year, that allow them to be like beam ships. I mean, why not have a ship that focus on beams? Pew, 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 pew. Scan and logistics type ships. I mean, we've got ships for exploration, but do we have any that are specific to surveying and large scale sort of fleet scanning? So not necessarily exploration or anything, but something that goes, I want to know if there are any combat ships or anything I need to be worried about in this area. Ships that focus on command and control and going, well, let's scan this area that's near us and work out if there are ships that we need to worry about, or what's the fleet size of the enemy, that sort of stuff. So there's lots of stuff they can do with scanning for sure. There is a huge range of ground vehicles missing from the game as well. Military APC, a light tank, vehicles for salvage, mining, cargo, repair, rearm, refuel, surveying. We've got the Pioneer sort of like outpost builder for the game, but how are we going to also deploy turrets and that sort of defense for our structures that aren't necessarily outposts? Are they just going to be built on top of outposts as part of the sort of like mechanics of the Pioneer, or do we need another ship to bring them there, or have we got some ship that helps build ground structures which is smaller than the Pioneer? Something like that sort of makes sense to me. It's possible we could see military ships like the F-7A Hornet or even the F-8C Lightning go on sale, though that's likely to be unpopular with some backers, as they expected those ships to only be available in-game and not for real money. We recently saw a data mine grab the descriptions of the Pisces snub and variant for the Carrack. The focus here is exploration and pathfinding. With its compact frame, depth maneuverability, and seating for 3, the C8 Pisces snubcraft, included with every Carrack, is built by Anvil Aerospace for scouting ahead or exploring environments, inaccessible for its larger carrier ship. I would expect that to be available separate from the Carrack as well, but there's also the Pisces Expedition variant, the C8X. This turns the stout snub into a perfectly viable standalone exploration vessel with its compact frame, deft maneuverability, and seating for 3, the Pisces Expedition is ready to take on its own adventures. It sounds to me like it's very useful as a little snub shuttle for missions and exploration, just moving people around, and it's quite possible that it could have a quantum drive as well, even though it's a snub. So at least the C8X sounds like, based on the description of it being a standalone ship and an expedition ship, would make sense that at least the expedition one has a quantum drive. So bear that in mind. Potentially neither of them do, though. Potentially if them both do. I'd love to see a space station building ship. In the $19 million stretch goal, there was managed space stations. Players will compete to own and operate a limited number of space stations across the galaxy. So it's not really feature creep and a possibility, as CIG have worked on stations so much, though it's possible that they might have static stations and capturable stations, or none of these as well. So bear that in mind. There's lots of stuff up in the air with Star Citizen, and we don't have a roadmap to completion displayed for the project yet, something that I am hoping that CIG start to actually put together and show us. I would like to see a roadmap of completion for the Persistent Universe. We've got one for Squadron 42, Episode 1, but we need one for the Persistent Universe 2. If Titan suits are featured, then I think it's possible that we could have ships or modules for ships that are made specifically to deploy them, and they could appear at CitizenCon or the Anniversary Sale as well. I think it's very likely that we will see more variants of ships. It looks like the Caterpillar, Reclaimer, Hammerhead, and Cutlass Black, as well as the Rover, are all getting new skins because of the Ship Showdown stuff, and we certainly could see ships going on sale that have different loadout variants or different skins as well, and they could certainly sell upgrade packs for ships and skins for ships and just loadouts for ships and stuff like that too. Lots of people are hoping to see some other ships beyond what we've already mentioned. The Mercury Star Runner, Hercules Starlifter, Genesis Starliner, Polaris Corvette on the show floor are all very, very, very hotly wanted. I suspect them to at least be on sale. I think it's unlikely that we will see them on the show floor, though, or in-game, although I really, really, really want to see the Mercury Star Runner. I'm really, really looking forward to that. But there's some other weird stuff going on, because Crusader Industries, apparently, they weren't in law going to attend the expo, but decided to at the last second. So that's sort of odd. Maybe they're going to show something. Or maybe, like next year, when we have the expo at Crusaders Urzen or something, they'll have all these Crusader ships go on show and sale too, if there was an expo there, but that's wild speculation. Some people seem to think that the Carrack might be flyable from CitizenCon onwards. I think we'll see it in a gameplay demo on stage, but I suspect it's got a bit more work to do before it's put in game. We are currently expecting it for 3.8, and I would expect to see potentially all of those 3.8 ships at least shown on the expo hall floor, potentially in the gameplay demo that they will show at CitizenCon. And that's pretty much it for speculation and what to expect for CitizenCon this year and the Anniversary Expo. I'm going to be in Manchester this time tomorrow, bar citizening around and chatting to anyone that will listen to me. When I get back from CitizenCon, I will make sure that I cut down any of the CitizenCon presentation videos that are sensible to cut down and put up, or cut them into pieces or highlight them or whatever. I'll do summaries of all of them. I'll do a summary of my sort of like time at the event, any interviews or specific videos that I can make from CitizenCon content from me being there, I'll put up. Hopefully I'll be able to play that new high-octane game mode that they've been talking about, that they're going to unveil at CitizenCon as well. I'll be interviewing some CIG devs, and we'll see what else is available. But I will be asking a huge range of questions that you guys have helped put together, and because crowdsourcing that stuff is significantly easier than me having to think about all the questions myself, because what the hell do I know? I'm very excited, and you'll start to see more videos again on Sunday. I'll try and get them done before that, but I'll be in Manchester until Sunday. I'm interested to know what you think we might see on the Anniversary Expo. What ships are we going to see? Is it going to be a load of the ones that I've listed and talked about, or is it going to be some entirely new ones? Have you got any ideas what that might be? Do you think we'll see a load of vehicles, or is it going to just remain in ships? They did say ships, sort of like specifically, I suppose, in the schedule, and they said they were going to talk about at CitizenCon, the new ships of CitizenCon. Do you think we'll see all of those new ships, flyable or concept, at CitizenCon, or do you think they'll also have some coming out over the expo? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Literally, just as I finished recording this, I had to go back and re-record the very beginning part as we actually got the schedule for the Anniversary Expo. But also, there was a little post from Jax McCleary, Space Jeremy Clarkson, where it showed that the Anvil Pisces was definitely going to be one of the ships on show. How do we zoom in? Oh, the control and mouse wheel. We've got the Pisces actually shown here, and it looks very Star Trek, doesn't it? I love it. I love it already. So I'm looking forward to that. But also, if we go down the page, he's just given various pics throughout the event that you can get hold of and play with. I suspect a lot of people will very much like to try out the 890 jump for free, for example. But it was also confirmed that each of the ship showdown ships, the Caterpillar, Hammerhead, Cutlass Black, and Reclaimer, will have limited edition liveries, so skins available. But we'll see what else that the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo has to show. 100+ ships in the verse to fly. Oh, that's a lot of ships. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For November, it's for a Cutlass Black game package and CitizenCon 2948, last year's goodie pack. All you need to do for a chance of winning is comment on any of my videos made during November 2019. More details below. A quick bit of shilling as well. Shadow provide remote access to high-spec gaming PCs as a subscription service, so you don't need to maintain your own gaming PC. You can leverage the power of your internet to turn your phone, tablet, laptop, or home PC into a monster. They are taking pre-orders for their new hardware configurations, scaling for 4K gaming, up to 32 gigs of RAM, and a GeForce Titan RTX, which I am very much looking forward to playing Star Citizen on. Links below, and use the code BoredGamer to get a discount. I also use NordVPN, which I've decided to continue to support, as they appear to have one of the best VPN services currently available at an affordable price. If you're looking for a VPN, consider them. Links below. Thank you so much for watching my video to the end. If you would like to share my video, comment, subscribe, like, all that sort of jazz, ring the bell, that all helps content creators. Also, if you want to further support the channel even more, there's Patreon, there's direct donation, there's the YouTube join button as well, which gives you access to some more sort of like exclusive content from me. Thank you very much for watching. You take care, and I'll see you in the verse.